drunk. I said, I gave you drink. I think you're tipsy. So I don't know where he is because I can't find it. But I saw his daughter. So you should be inside because this thing is nice. That was why I hit the door like that. Not that I was banging at the door and the whole house did not gather.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl bbnaijalevelup. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, right now your girl is having a headache. Like my head is really pounding. Why? I stayed up to watch your Big Brother Naija housemates, and to be honest, most of the fight that happened early this morning stroke last night was totally unnecessary. Yes, guys. So there was a bus between Chichi and Phyna, and of course, there was a misunderstanding between Doyin and Brayann. In fact, Doyin was acting like an investigator this night, like looking for, I don't even know what she was looking for. She was questioning Brayann, she was questioning Chichi. At some point, I'm like, just let it go. Just let all this wahala go. Okay, guys, let's start from the beginning of the night, are we? So, finally, Sheggz and Bella got their first date. Yes, remember that date that Bella is always talking about, asking Big Brother for and everything. Yes, so they got the date. We better ask them to dress up. Thanks to Rachel, who ironically, Bella said was it last week that Rachel would never touch her face, but 3 days in a row, Rachel has been doing her makeup back to back. And of course, this time around, Rachel did not fail at all, as Rachel made Bella look so beautiful. Yes, guys. And they went on a date. But I didn't understand why Sheggz had to wear that purple tie. Anyways, the date was in the garden. The housemates were just like crazy last night because they were like, when they opened the garden doors, they were like, everybody was just shouting. It was really cute. Like almost everybody was like happy for them. They went on a date. Big Brother finished work. That their date kind of like reminded me of Messi and Ike's date in the garden. I don't know if you guys watched Pepper Them season. That was like the date. A lot of people were like talking about Emma Rose's date that happened, during the last year Shine Your Eye. But we know that Emma Rose's date happened at the executive lounge. And of course, the Emma Rose date happened on the 16th of September last year. Shella date is happening 16th of September this year. Hope this is not a sign, Sha. Anyways, the date was beautiful. The pace or the tone of the night was set by that song Legalized by Mr. Easy. It was super beautiful. Everything was going well. It was a night of endless promises and promises from Sheggz. Trust Sheggz, I mean. At the end of the night, at the end of the date, that was when I don't understand why Bibera was now putting that Dare Atalade song, You're Not the Girl I Used to Know. I'm like, which kind of song is this one that Bibera is putting? Anyways, they go back into the house. The date was beautiful. I mean, I loved watching them. Yes. Now, when they got back into the house, Bella brought a plate of food for Rachel and all that. I mean, Bella has started to admit that Rachel is actually a good girl or a cool girl. But my own is this alliance born out of, I don't know, true friendship or true likeness, or maybe just because of circumstances? We shall know, I mean, as the show progresses. Now, away from that, let's go over to Chichi and Phyna. Yes. So what happened? What exactly caused this fight between Chichi and Phyna? Which I would actually call a misunderstanding. Anyway, so Phyna was in the red room, just talking about life experiences, how she was hustling, and somehow, Chichi's name came up because apparently Phyna and Chichi knew themselves even before the house. Yes, guys, and she was talking about how she and Chichi used to work at the same club, in Abuja, which is not a new gist for us because we've heard it before. She has told Deji, she has told the housemates, that were former level 2 and all that. But what I found really weird was Chomzy trying to be like really inquisitive, or trying to say, Chichi said she was in Lagos, she lived at Chevron and all that. And Phyna was like, she didn't know about it. Like, doesn't know, but she knows Chichi from Abuja and all that. And I guess because Chichi was hearing her name, she was a bit concerned. Yeah, she was a bit concerned about the whole matter. So Chichi first went to Daniela to tell Daniela that maybe that Phyna is drunk, or maybe she should go and check on Phyna. Then Daniela came, smelled Phyna's drink, and then asked Phyna if she was okay. And Phyna was like, yeah, she's fine. And then that was not enough for Chichi. Chichi now went to the head of house room and was banging on the door. Yes, and which made Groovy, who was in the bathroom at that point, run out of the bathroom, tying a towel. He was not even wearing briefs inside. Tie a towel and came out. Yes, guys, because he thought that something serious or something bad has happened to Phyna. Because according to what Chichi said, that Phyna was rolling on the floor, lying on the floor, and misyanning that she was drunk. So basically telling Groovy, come and pick your drunk girlfriend. Basically. Now, let me give you guys an insight, a foundation to why this whole fight must have escalated. Okay, now earlier on in the night, they were in the dining area and Groovy was talking about how every Saturday and every Thursday night, Phyna will drink and he'll have to be responsible for her even while managing his own highness. Now, while they were there, Chichi was also there asking Phyna, must you always be drunk every Saturday night and Thursday night? Where Phyna was like, my baby will take care of me and all that. Now, from this background, you already know that Chichi knows that Groovy has and does not really like the fact that Phyna gets drunk. Do you understand? Now, fast forward to this whole fight. Now, when Phyna, had a talk with Groovy let her know what Chichi said. And Phyna was not like happy with it. She was like, do you want to ask Sheggz and Bella? And Groovy was like, I'm not even interested in this P. And Phyna was like, no. And she went out and was like, Sheggz and Bella, to confirm that, did she actually do this? Was she actually rolling on the floor? For me, I felt like at that point, after getting her answer, she should have just gone inside. But we handle things differently. And she also went to meet Chichi in the room, and when she was asking Chichi, when was I rolling on the floor? When did this happen? Why would you, even say something like that? And she was saying she was actually sitting down, that when Chichi came in or something like that, she was about leaving because she was like, there was something she said, oh, let me go and give this out to my baby boy or something. She was about leaving. And Chichi was trying to say, oh, I was concerned about you because you were drinking. And I know I gave you alcohol and you poured another cup for yourself. So I was concerned about you. Before we know what was happening, it was a circus. There was Elo Swag there was Adekunle, there was Rachel, there was Chomsy. It was a whole lot. Like they turned into a circus, and Phyna was explaining herself even to Groovy, and later on Chichi also came, to explain her own side. And ironically or surprisingly enough, Chichi was not even raising her voice. She was very calm, explaining to Phyna and all those things and explaining why she did what she did, because to her, she was concerned about Phyna and thinking that Phyna was drunk. That was why she did what she did. Chomsy was over there saying, oh, why didn't you have to come by yourself? Why did you have to send Daniela? Why did you have to go and knock on, Groovy's door? And Phyna was also trying to sort out the whole issue by herself, defend herself, especially to Groovy and all that. So yeah, that was the fight. Later on, of course, they went to the lounge. That is Elo Swag, Rachel, Chomsy, Bella and Sheggz, and they were dissecting Chichi and everything. And of course, Cheesy and Doyin were there. Now, for me, what do I think about this fight? Like I said earlier, I feel this fight was totally unnecessary because it's a case of the way you handle things. I'm going to fault the both of them. I'm going to fault both Chichi and Phyna in this whole matter, because for me, I just didn't see why Phyna would have escalated this matter. But then I understand her point of view, because she feels she knows that, okay, this is a problem that she and her man Groovy always have because of her drinking, and she feels like Chichi came and over-exaggerated everything and painted a picture of her being drunk and rolling on the floor and making Groovy run out with a towel. Anything that makes a guy run out from the bathroom with a towel, it's serious now. So she feels like, Chichi wouldn't have done that Chichi practically painted her as a drunk in presence of her boyfriend and in presence of, by extension, the whole house. And she was not happy with it. So basically what Phyna was trying to do, even though I feel like she went a bit overboard, was trying to defend herself and to prove her innocence that she was not actually drunk. Yes. Now, Chichi's side, I can understand where Chichi is coming from. But then again, was her intention really clear? That is why I also blame her. If you feel that your girl, somebody you call your bestie, was drunk and misyanning like you said, what stops you from maybe from where you were shouting her name and calling her to come out? Phyna would definitely respond and come out, and you would have saved the situation. What saves you, or what stops you from actually going there and stylishly calling her out by yourself? She would have still followed you, and this whole matter wouldn't have been what it is. You going to Daniela, complaining to Daniela and to come and check her drink or something like that, and then going to the head of house room to call Groovy that was in the bathroom. Totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. And now Phyna already has this whole issue of maybe something that Chichi said about her that Chomzy has not been able to tell her, aside from the whole fake love thing that Chichi already told her. Well, I feel that the thing is that Chomzy knows that when they were in level 1, there was a point that Chichi was actually pushing for them to put Phyna up for possible eviction so that Phyna will go. I remember. So I think that's what it is. And I think that's what Chomzy is holding on to, because that's why Chomzy was like, in her head, Chomzy is like, okay, this is the girl that actually wanted you to go home and you are now the one saving her. So I think Chichi doesn't want Phyna to actually find that particular fact out. And I think some of what she did, even though it seems as if it was on Phyna's interest, or in Phyna's interest, I also feel there was a hidden motive there, so that they probably will not tell Phyna that. Yeah, I'm going to say it as it is. That's what I see in this whole situation. So I feel like both of them are wrong. I feel the whole part of the whole circus, all those things were, not necessary. I feel that Chomzy and Chomzy, Rachel and all are happy because they all have issues with Chichi, and they are now happy that in their head, Phyna now has a problem with Chichi. You know what they say about the enemy of my enemy is the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Yeah, that kind of saying. So I think that's what it is. And I think that Chomzy has been spoiling for a fight with Chichi. Will it happen today? I do not know. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see. But as for Phyna and Chichi, I think they will sort out their issues. They always do. They'll be fine, but I think that next time they better just, sort out their issues properly. Now, away from that, let's talk about Brayann and Doyin for a bit, by extension, Chichi too. Now, Doyin came up with this narrative that Brayann and Chichi were like chief speakers, on a roundtable discussion that concerns her about, her poking her nose in what does not concern her and in other people's matter, and she was pissed about it. Now, according to her, this whole thing happened even before that quarrel, that happened, the last quarrel that happened between Sheggz and Bella, that Chichi had to advise her on. She was two or three people from that conversation came to her and told her about what Brayann said. And Brayann was like, who are these people? And she was like, oh, they should remain anonymous. And Brayann was really pissed. You're asking me something, you're not telling me who it is. Who are the people in the house? You're not mentioning their names. Even at some point, Doyin was even telling Chichi the same thing. Chichi was like, no, it's not. Chichi was more calmer, but Brayann. Brayann is very emotional. Even at some points, Brayann was complaining about Doyin to Daniela because, she was making it seem like, oh, can you talk about Daniela behind her back like that and all that? I'm like, Doyin, rest. This thing happened God knows when. Rest. Brayann really doesn't owe Doyin any loyalty. Is it not the same Brayann that put her off for possible eviction? Is it not the same Brayann that wanted her to leave? And the way Doyin is making it look like, forgetting that it's a competition, nobody is coming there for kumbaya. If you go, why won't he be happy that you go? This is one less person to be competing with, especially because, number one, you're not even a former level 2 housemate, because I think these are the people that Brayann owes more loyalty to. And even if you're a former level 2 housemate, you're not his friend, because look at the case of Brayann and Amaka. So I don't even understand why she's gunning for this loyalty from Brayann. It's pointless. Every time you have a conversation with this boy, he does not rate you that much. Why is she always I don't understand. It was really giving me headache last night. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Why is it that they can't even see the writing on the wall? Maybe it's when they do a painting. That's when they will now see it. For me, I feel totally unnecessary. I'm not even sure if anybody told Doyin anything. Last, at the end of the day, what I want to say is, big brother, come and carry your evicted housemates, because right now it's not funny at all. Take your evicted housemates home so that the real housemates can still be in the house and play the game. What do you think about this whole fight, this whole Brayann, Doyin, Phyna, Chichi ish situation? Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. On that note, guys, I say thank you so very much for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Till I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Azine Williams.